Welcome to Rebel Chaser. My name is Gail, and I have a clip for you from the Louisiana Board of Pardons. There is a woman who is up for parole, and she did a very gruesome crime. And she's kind of a serial predator, financially. And it seems like she'll do whatever it takes. But anyway, she hasn't even served 20 years of her sentence. She was sentenced in 2006, so that would make it 18 years. And her crime was pretty gruesome. I don't want to tell you all the details. I'm going to let you guys listen, and you guys decide if she deserves to be paroled.
Good afternoon. It's after 12 now. It's 12:18. We're still at LCIW, and this is the parole hearing for Betty Finley. And before we even get started, I'm going to do this because I normally forget to do it. But tell me if this is actually you, Betty Ann Finley, DOC number 329284, born January the 19th, 1957, a fourth offender class, offense of manslaughter, attempted second-degree murder, forgery, obstruction of justice, and forgery. And you were sentenced in 2006. Is all of that correct?
My middle name is Jane.
Jane.
J-A-N. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate that. We'll make that correction. Is that assume that everything else is the same though?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to have this parole hearing. There's normally more people on the board, a full board, but we divide up into panels of three. And the three that you got here are Steve Prater, and I'm just acting chairman for Cheryl Renatza, who is not here today. And then we got Chucky Tillis on this side of me, and we got Danny Barris on this side of me. And so we'll be conducting the interview and that sort of thing. The way we will do it to begin with is I will ask you to explain why you feel like you're ready to get out of jail. Okay, why are you ready to get out of prison? Why you want to be free? Okay, then we'll ask the warden to explain what kind of prisoner that you've been. Then we will go into those that are supportive of you. Let's see to make sure we don't. And then we will go into the two people that are against you getting out. And then we will conduct our questions. Then we'll vote. You'll know how things stand at that time. Explaining the process is quite more lengthy than doing the process. So let's go ahead and get started. Tell us why you want to get it, why you feel like you're worthy of getting out of jail.
Yes, sir. I feel like that I have rehabilitated myself to the best that I could rehabilitate myself. I have been through numerous programs. I am very cognizant of what I am doing in prison. I have trained people under me to be tutors. I have been a tutor for myself for over 10 years. I am aware of my surroundings. I try to mentor people that are coming under me, the young people especially, because I don't want them to end up where I was at one point, very, very low, and put themselves in prison. I've done just community service here. I've helped people become better people. I've done so much just to become a better person through programming. I've done reentry. I've learned how to be a productive member of the society within my community. I've done victims impact. I have learned the impact on the death that I had caused, the impact to their family, to the community, to my family also, through thinking for a change. I've learned how to actively listen, problem solving. I've tried to just take all of the aspects of every class that I have been through And I've been a good student in every class I've been to because I wanted to soak it all in. I wanted to know what I needed to know to change the person that I used to be. I'm not the person I used to be. And I've really just tried to live a completely different life than I left, than when I was in society. I was a bad person, and I'm going to admit that. I didn't do things right. And I know to go back into the real world, into society, I have to be a better person. And I know I am a better person. Not only that, I graduated seminary, and I peer ministered in lockdown. I'm going to be, I have a new job in tutoring. I've tutored over 10 years, but I'm going to be the tutor for the juveniles, which is an honor. I've just tried to be very productive with everything that I've done here.
Okay.
And I do believe I can make an impact on my community by giving back. And I want to get a job in a tutoring program because I know that's what I can do and what I can do best. I want to make a victims impact video for Victims Impact for Department of Justice. I want to tell my story so that it'll never, if it can help one person not come to prison, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Because Victims Impact, it made me realize what I did to Keith's family, Miss Barbara, to my family, and I never, ever want someone else, if I can help them not do a crime, I'm very willing to do that. I need to do that. And so I've had my reentry specialist. She's checking into that for me. I want to give back. I took back, and I want to give back.
All right. Thank you for those comments. I appreciate that. Warden, tell us about Betty and what she's been up to since you had her under your care.
Yes, sir. Betty, we really have not had any issues with. She has not had a disciplinary write-up in almost 10 years, and I think she's had a handful, 4 or 5 total, the entire time she's been here. Like she kind of mentioned, she has a passion for tutoring, so she is a big help in that sense that she assists with our education and really kind of getting some of the inmates we have here through classes and through their training. I believe she was in probably the first NOBTS class that we had at LCIW, so she takes honor and pride in that. Low risk, low need. I think initially she was wanting to go with the parole project for release, but they were a little tight on space. So her release plan, discharge plan would be exit 318 up in Caddo Shreveport area, which is a good program. So she has that underway if things are favorable for her today. But like I said, she really does not cause any concern or issue from a security standpoint on our end.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate that. Now we'll move into the folks that are supportive, and we're only going to have one person that's going to talk. We also have Trudy Boren, who is your sister-in-law, and I don't know if she's listening or all, but she's not going to talk. Eddie Boren, your brother, is Eddie on the Zoom call?
He's here with us, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right. Eddie, would you go ahead and tell us what you
Good, so we can see you.
I believe Betty has served her time. She is a better person she was. And she gets out, she's got a place to come. And we would support her, and all of her grandkids really misses her. And we love her. And we like to see her at home.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Well, you're a good brother to come down there and speak up for her. And we appreciate that, and I know that she does also. Now we have two folks that are going to speak in opposition. One is Derek Johnson, who is Assistant District Attorney in Rapides Parish, and then the Honorable Jay Lemoyne, who is the DA for the 35th JDC. So who is going to go first there? Jay, are you going to go first? Oh, okay, you gotta unmute there, please, sir.
All right.
All right, we can hear you now.
Good afternoon. I know you have a comprehensive packet in front of you, but I'd like to do a brief highlight of the history and facts in this matter because I think they're important. Prior to this incident, Ms. Finley had a extensive history of criminal offenses, all of which involved deceit. There were multiple offenses of theft, forgery, issuing worthless checks, bank fraud, and identity theft in multiple parishes in central Louisiana. And continuing on to that is what brought us into this situation. She was living with the victim in this matter, Keith Smith. He believed, according to the investigation, that she was stealing from him, although she was not charged with that theft. She was charged with forgery and theft related to Keith's mother-in-law, Miss Barbara Smith. During this time, she started poisoning Miss Barbara Smith. She had multiple trips and hospitalizations. Her condition would improve after the hospitalization and then turn around and deteriorate again. Toxicology ended up showing that she was being poisoned with and other drugs. It's our contention and belief that the primary incident occurred when Keith likely discovered this was going on, and a confrontation occurred between he and Miss Finley. Miss Finley shot him with a .45 caliber pistol and killed him. She then buried him in the backyard. It was a rather dry time and the ground was hard and he wasn't very deep. After a period of time, it's our belief the body began to come out of the ground. According to one of her statements, approximately 2 or 3 weeks later, she exhumed the body and then, using first a bow saw, hand saw, then a skill saw, and ultimately a chainsaw, Keith, put him in a trash can, and hid him in a mini storage unit. He was reported missing. The forgeries were coming to light, and after an investigation, the body was found. Miss Finley ultimately pled guilty to manslaughter, to attempted second-degree murder, in addition to, I think, forgery and obstruction of justice. For all those charges in Grant Parish, she received several sentences, effectively a 40-year sentence, 2 40s concurrent, along with some other concurrent sentences. Those were consecutive to sentences in Rapides Parish dealing with some forgery and bank fraud. So a total of 47 years. We're here today less than half of that time to consider parole, for you to consider parole. Obviously, we're opposed. We think she's shown a great disregard for life, has a lifetime, or at least an adult lifetime of deceit that we know about. And I even noted that 10 years into her prison term, one of her prison disciplinary actions was for theft. It's my position, the position of other law enforcement in the area, and certainly of the victims, that she's not ready to be out. She's a long way from ready to be out, and we strenuously oppose the granting of parole.
Okay. Well, we appreciate those remarks, and maybe you could help explain this. Why was the charge just manslaughter and attempted second degree?
Well, the attempted second degree murder is because Miss Barbara Smith survived. The manslaughter was a plea agreement. She was initially charged with second degree, and ended up entering a plea to the reduced charge of manslaughter.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't,
Well, thank you,
in
Mr.
conjunction with the family, we didn't want to put them through a trial and take that,
Sure.
what at the time we hoped would be close to 47 years of incarceration.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. DA. We appreciate the work you do and appreciate your time to come before us. Quite often we get letters of blanket disapproval or opposition, and those don't mean much to us. We like to hear from somebody. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, let's see. We also have Derek Johnson. Is Derek Johnson on the line?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. And you're the Rapides Parish Assistant District Attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, the floor is yours.
I just want to echo what Mr. Lamorne said. Due to the heinous nature of the crimes that Ms. Finley committed, our office is still in opposition and thinks that she is not ready to be a member of society at this point in time right now.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you coming down and or appearing before us, going to the trouble of zooming in, and like I say, if you would pass it on to your other district attorneys and friends that you know that it means a lot to us to hear directly from you, not necessarily on Zoom, but personal letters and things, and means a lot to us. And
Yes, sir.
all right, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right, we've had those that are for and those that are against this opposition. Now it's time for us on this board to conduct our questions and our hearings, and then such time as we will be able to vote then. All right, Mr. Barris is the lead on this thing, so we'll let you begin.
Well, Mr. Lamorne did a good, pretty much explanation of the crime. I have a question though. Why did you kill Keith Smith? It doesn't say, he didn't say, why did that happen? Because everything before that, it just looks like you were writing worthless checks, you know, stealing identities, stealing forgeries and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden this. Why did you kill the man?
The night that I killed him, he and I had got into an argument. We argued over money. We argued over our families. And he said that he was going to kill me. And we started arguing, and one thing led to another, and there was a gun in the cabinet, and I just killed him. It's nothing I intended to do, but I just did it. And I'm so sorry I did it. I mean, I'm very, very remorseful that I did it. If I could change that day, I would definitely change that day, because no one, Keith, his mother, no one deserved to be killed. And we argued over money. And all my life, that was my problem, was I was never good with money. I wrote check after check and got myself backed up to the wall. And that's exactly what happened. I'm not going to lie to you. That's exactly what happened.
All right. So what was happened to make you decide to poison Miss Barbara?
Well, I was paying her bills, and I was writing checks out of her account. And I wrote some checks for some tires, some for groceries, one at the gas station, and one other one I can't remember, but it was 4 of them I know. And then when I got nervous that she was going to find out, again, had to do with money, and I just gave her some, and I wasn't trying to kill. I mean, I did kill Keith, but I wasn't trying to kill Miss Barbara. I just didn't want her lucid enough to know that I was writing checks.
So what you're telling me is you wasn't trying to kill her, you were just trying to make her not know what was going on with her checkbook.
Yes, sir.
And was that all going on at the same time? Were you Miss Barbara at the time you killed Mr. Smith, or did that start after the time you killed him? Or was all at
No,
the same?
That was before and at the same time.
So you started with his mother first, and then he died in the middle of that? Right. Also, for the record, what hadn't been stated yet is that you've been arrested 17 times for 41 different offenses. That was part of the, and I think you got a break when you got 40 years rather than life for the manslaughter charge, but that's all questions I have.
I don't know. I, in all fairness and honesty to you, I'm trying to wrap my head around the disposal. I mean, that seems like it's all, what's the word, macumber? What's the word, macumber? Never mind.
Bizarre.
Bizarre, kind of dark. I mean, it is dark. Tell me, what's going on with burying the body, taking the body out, trying to cut it up, trying to do all that? That's strange. Can you explain what's going through your mind?
I was scared that I was going to be caught, and I wanted to tell the police, but I didn't want to tell the police because I knew I was going to be taken away from my family, and I was just crazy. I mean, literally, I was just, I mean, I can't say any other words besides I was absolutely crazy at the time. I was mortified about what I did. And I knew I was going to get caught, but once I went to jail, it was on my conscience so bad, I just had to finally tell the truth about what I did.
Okay, did they find the body and then come to you, or did
I told them.
you tell them where the body was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't.
And can I say something on when they were talking about the theft charge that I had here? Can I explain that?
Yeah. The
theft charge was, I was a facilitator for one of the churches for a class in church. And we had a person that came that was in one of the classes, and it was Celebrate Recovery. And the person, one of my students for Celebrate Recovery, came to class, and then she left from class. But I didn't take her off the role that she had been there because I just didn't take her off. Well, somebody reported it that I did not take her off the list, and I got a report for theft. So that was considered theft.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's all the questions I have. So, how many more questions? No more questions. Okay. Well, it's time to take a vote then. What do you think?
I'm gonna have to vote to deny parole based on the heinous and gruesome nature of the offense. That there was two people that one you attempted to, and attempts to cover up the crimes after the fact. Also noted is the strong law enforcement opposition and the strong victim opposition. So for those reasons, I vote to deny parole.
Ms. Finley, the crimes you did were bad, and I can see the remorse in you. A lot of times we do things and we do things and then we regret it later. I hope that you continue bettering yourself. I really feel like you need to to have a chance, but at this time, I'm gonna vote to deny also.
Yes,
I
sir.
vote to deny and concur with my compadres. Okay, at this time, your parole.
Can I just say something? I want to say to Keith's family and to my family that I am extremely remorseful for what I did, and I take full accountability because I did it. And I want to thank the board for hearing me today.
Thank you, ma'am, for saying that. We appreciate that. We'll wish you luck and continue the path that you're on. Okay, that'll end this hearing. Thank you.
Personally, I don't think she sounded contrite at all. I think she said she was sorry and she felt bad for the family because she had to say those words, but not because she felt them. She will do whatever it takes, including lying to the parole board, to get out. I don't believe that he threatened to kill her. I believe he threatened to go to the police because she was stealing from his mother. And she was poisoning his mother to be able to steal from her. And I think he said, I'm going to go to the police with this. And so that's why she killed him. That's my opinion. But I don't think she deserves parole. I think she deserves 47 years. Her sentence was 40 years and it was stacked on top of 7 from another crime that she committed. But she doesn't deserve to be let out, not in my opinion, not at all. I mean, what she did to that man was horrible. And what she did to his mother was horrible. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, but thank you so much for watching. That was a little different from my channel, but thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time.